everybody. Hey Tulsa. Just getting ready to start day one, framing out. Spent a bit of time looking at different ways of doing it and the material I'm going to need. And I ripped some pieces down. And so we're gonna start installing the framing in the van and see how it goes. So I'll put it on time lapse and see you in a bit. So I just thought I'd take a second and show you what I'm doing here. It's a little different than I've seen. I'm using the self-drilling screws to go in instead of drilling a pilot hole. It's just a little bit easier. One thing I did find though, looking at some builds, there is the head sticks down into here. So I'm just taking a minute and measuring out where the screws are going to go on the piece with the ceiling. So I make sure I've got ones at the end, sort of one towards the middle, because there is some flex in the piece when it goes up because of the curvature of the roof. And then just taking a fairly large size drill bit and finding sort of the middle of the wood and just going in about an eighth, just so you can feel it kind of go through the first layer of the plywood. Again, I like to use plywood for all the burring because the plywood doesn't have the tendency to dry, check, crack, or warp. So once those are drilled, I can get my 1 inch, this is 1/2 inch material going up. So I take my 1 inch screw or self-drilling screw. I just start one just into the wood because I found when I went up to put it in, I always wanted to fall out. So I just put one there to give it a start, get it centered, make sure I've got the piece where I want it, my marks, and just go until it just starts to ratchet. It's nice and tight. It's flush there from when I put my ceiling on, and then carry on and screw the rest of them in. All right, so we got the ceiling in now. Looks pretty good. I've been checking it for flush all the way across. All right, another day. Gonna carry on with what we got done yesterday. Let's have a quick look, see what we did. It's gonna be a little bit different, I think, for some. But what I did here, use 3/4 inch plywood to fur out that bottom brace. And I put a 1 inch strip underneath the upper one, 1 inch by 3/4. And I put a 3/4 inch on top of that. Put the ceiling in. It's in with 5/8, or sorry, 1/2 inch. And then I took my time and mitered the edges for these pieces here. They're pretty solid. Got a good grip on them. It'll actually move the van around pretty much when I pull on those. They're very solid. Remember, this is going to take wood on top of that. So then, as you can see, there's a bit of a difference here between the strapping that goes down the wall and the strapping over the bed. Mostly that's due to the fact that I got a window going in here. I actually also have a window going in here as well. But also, where this is right here is going to be a cabinet. So that difference will be taken out when I frame up to the cabinet. And this gives me that extra inch I want, plus it kind of squares the walls through the front. Anyway, haven't done anything on the other side, so that's where we're at, and we'll get this one done up. Well, it's not a bad day. Got most of the framing done. Lots of little pieces. If you followed along in the video for the time lapse, you notice that I got a couple of pieces up here without insulation, and that's fine. I'm gonna pull them back out. I just put 1 or 2 screws in them, and I'm just waiting for my wool to expand a bit, and then I'll start insulating behind those pieces tomorrow, the next day. So you can see kind of where I marked out the windows. This one's actually going to be down a little bit. This size and opening here is going to be furred straight out to the wall once I put my bed piece in. I want to have the full 79 inches or very close. I'm 6'2". It's the same reason I use 1/2 inch on the ceiling. Again, I think I mentioned that earlier, just to get as much sort of height as I possibly can. My helpers have been really great today. They've done a fantastic job. Come here, guys. Hey. So anyway, hey, come on. There you go. Yeah, they did absolutely nothing. Anyway, tomorrow or the next day, so I'm sitting at 75 and a half. Still trying to think about what I'm going to do with the floor. I got some of that foil-backed Reflectix to put in. I think that's probably all I'm going to use. I know it's not a lot, but I also have the sheet of 5/8 going on top of that, as well as the floor I have is 1/2 inch and it's cork backed. So I don't really plan to be in sub-zero weather that much, and with a Webasto heater in here, I think it's not too big a deal for the few times I'll probably use it for skiing. The other thing, of course, is you can always put a piece of carpet down, insulated carpet, for the couple of times, like I said, that I'll be using this in the wintertime. My biggest thing with my Webasto is to try and get heated into my garage and then forward. And the reason I want to heat the garage is that it's the bottom of the bed and keeps it fairly warm. The other thing I got the Reflectix, of course, is to put on here before I fur that out with some finished 1/4 inch plywood. But anyway, I'm still waiting for my windows to be delivered. I have 4 of them, one going here, one there, one in the door. Like I said, these pieces are going to come out. They're just got 1 screw in them there and there. We'll just insulate back in here. And of course, this pocket back in here will be insulated. Brought this in just to let it expand a bit. I don't want to get too much in here while I'm still cutting things. But yeah, tomorrow's job is to try and finish out the 2 sides here and start boxing in the wheel wells for my water tank and my solar. All right, thanks.